Greetings, fellow Demon Slayers. This is Taimanin Mari back with another Kirara gameplay video. We still have Tak and Ark hanging around here. We've been theory crafting all day since Tempest scraped my Kirara off the floor a few hours ago, or more than a few hours ago. Literally like hours and hours ago. And we finally came up with something that we think is going to be viable for her if she's going to be running. What do you think, like towers? I don't know. What do we even call the harder
That's just
content?
serious content.
Just serious content? Yeah, but what is it? Is it tower content? Is it bonus stages? How are they going to present this content to us from now on?
Let's call it just. That's what I said. Let's just call it serious content because it seems like an extreme difficulty level, doesn't it? Or like a savage difficulty level, almost like a Final Fantasy. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like it's the serious content.
Okay, so yes. If you all watched the other video, you will know that Kirara has no sustain. Also, Ingrid suffers from this in case people don't have her. So, we were trying to find a way that she could survive on content like this because DPS isn't going to cut it. She will die before she kills them, most likely. And this is only the second level of this content, and we were struggling with it. So, basically, Arctac and I have been in a call all day, and we came up with this. Okay, so we're going to go pull Tempest now, and you guys will see how the build works. Alright. So the first thing, it's a heavy CC build, like she can pretty much control their actions and freeze on demand.
The
And if you,
first thing you might notice is his health bar.
yeah, the next thing we should probably talk about is like my HP. So what our logic was the character has no sustain, but there are supporters that can regen health. So I don't have a Morisaki. We're actually using a Genryu support. And we basically pushed her health this high to increase the heals we get, making the content more doable. Also, you can freeze him and just kind of skip this mechanic.
Also, I think one of the major factors of this type of build that really helps is the fact that honestly, her evade ability is just insane.
Yeah, her evade really helps. Oh, that
Just
hurt.
the slow, and it
Did
allows
he
you to
switch
keep the up
sides?
challenge
He's going
range.
another direction? What is he doing? It looked like that was coming back towards me for a second. But yes. To all those people who will be naysayers, I made this to use my favorite character. This is what we think you should be doing on her, because if you watch that other
Only for
video, you know she doesn't really do well in this content, if we're being honest.
only for serious content, realistically. I mean, for whack-a-mole content, go whack-a-mole.
Yeah, if you're gonna do dailies with her, then use like whatever DPS you can find.
But realistically speaking, for any character with no sustain to do this type of content, you've got to give them that sustain that they are lacking.
Yeah, she needs it.
Because let's be honest, the only real way you're going to get through something like this or tower is you've got to outlast the content, and you can't do that if you just simply can't do it.
God, she really is like just so tanky now.
I think you might have overdone it on the tankiness a bit.
What?
I think you might have overdone it on the tankiness a bit.
You do?
You might be able to take it down a bit, but no. Also, should we probably show them at the end when you show the build the interesting thing that we found out a while ago about Magatama, about how they're weighted?
Oh yeah.
Because if anyone wants to CP flex, we have a way that you can do it to boost your CP a bit more. Because obviously, you know, whenever people post their characters, they're just going to CP flex. And
It's funny too, because I've seen people with like 80k CP, but their build is like poop.
yeah, because they never show the build, they only show the actual character on screen because they're just CP flexing.
I guess we could ult.
I mean, you've got no other reason for it.
That all looks pretty.
Yeah, her ult's really nice.
Yeah, I love her ult.
So since we
You,
don't,
you literally got him literally T-pose right there with the lasers.
Yeah, see, she's kind of just hanging around 35k forever. Like, that's when the supporter caught them.
if it wouldn't take you another fucking forever to get back here, I'd actually say stay in the death field for a second. I want to see how much damage it does, but they don't risk it.
Yeah, don't really. It's just as crazy that like the more damage you take them, like the lower the health, the bigger the heal you get over time. It's just like wow.
Yeah, and that's what
I mean,
makes
it's like,
this build work because of the stipulation every heal mechanic in this game has of heals you for your lost HP.
well, every stipulation except for any character skill ability, which is
Yeah, like right now
weird.
the supporter's healing me for 1300. Like she's literally fighting them. She's like, no, don't kill my friend. This is my friend. Imagine there was a healer like that in FF that just heals for more as the lower everyone gets. That would be amazing.
I'm pretty sure one used to have a stipulation on the thing with the lower their HP, the more the heal does. I'm pretty sure one used to
Didn't
have that.
Scholar have like a shield like that at one point, or do they now? Where like,
I think they might have had one in like the previous expansion.
oh boy, I'm in stuff.
I do remember like a healer having like, a stipulation like that on one of their heals. I'm pretty sure I'm not imagining that.
I hate like how he can just knock you out of like stuff
Yeah,
with
it's
those
so
myths. So
crap.
like, I could see how people struggled on this now that I'm not using an OP character. Like if this keeps working, I'm gonna never take this build off of her. Like this is hers now.
Fine, you don't. It's got more than enough DPS to do fucking dealers. It's fine. And it's a safe thing to keep on it until Murasaki's gacha comes around. In which case, then you throw your gems at that.
Yeah, to get better regen.
Yeah, just to get a Murasaki.
The CC's so helpful. Yeah, see, before I was hoping for HP pots. Now I generally just don't care about them.
Hmm.
Has she even gotten near half health?
Nope. She's been hanging around 3/4 for the entire fight time. So yes, this would more than likely work in the tower as well. We can't really confirm it because we're kind of locked out of the tower right now because we can't do it. So next time anyone complains about type of content being too hard, just maybe think about that you're not going into it the right way that you should be able to think about it. Like maybe not go into it as a glass cannon and see how you're going in.
And this build is super free to play friendly. It's really not a
I
hard build to put
mean,
together.
yeah, a Susano, any long-term player should probably have at least a Susano by now. I'm not going to divulge what else in it, obviously, because you don't want to divulge it until you show it.
Yeah. The
The only
Suzume
thing
is
that's not
obvious.
free to play friendly is obviously the weapon, but you could replace the weapon with the mileage weapon. Not mileage weapon,
Look at this, it's such good
PvP weapon.
arena.
CC. So
Yeah,
good.
the arena weapon.
She
Because
just like
realistically speaking,
laughs at his mechanics.
realistically speaking, the arena weapon would actually be better here because you're not critting that often. And so you actually don't have your buff very much. So you probably actually would be better actually using the arena weapon period right now.
No,
Well, he can't. He
she
can't really.
needs
He
it. She
can't really
needs the
switch.
rebellious weapon because
He
it's
can't
giving
really. He
defense
can't
down.
really.
She needs all the damage she can get.
No, no,
Yeah.
I'm saying for like the dead zones when you're just running around, for example.
What do you mean?
Because you're not expecting to crit, so your crit isn't actually that high. So it might actually just be better to use or relatively the same to use a arena weapon.
No, I'd rather have the ability to lower their defense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I won't always be able to land an ultimate dodge. Hey, stop that. Oh, we can say we've effectively made Kirara a tank.
I mean, yeah, as I said, I think before you start the video, this build would effectively work on almost anybody.
Yeah,
As
I
long as they've
agree.
got at least, even if they don't have that much of CC, it's just the fact of as long as you know, don't get hit every 5 seconds, the build could realistically work on almost anybody.
I think the thing that makes it work on her is she can just create her own dead zone. So like, there, this is a dead zone now in the fight, where I
Yeah,
can just chill and regen. Yeah,
I think
sack it.
another, I think, I think another major reason it helps as well is the fact of her actual extreme evade is so damn good.
Yeah, that's
It's
like
it's
just
just,
amazing
even
CC.
without any without any stipulation on it whatsoever, it's an evade and a damage up.
Well, he's about to die,
a
so
slow,
let's,
yeah,
see,
it's a slow
Kirara can
and a
actually
damage up
chill out
without,
here.
yeah, like it's a slow and a damage up without any stipulation on it whatsoever. So regardless of what supporters you've got, it's just a slow and a damage up, and you can kill him now.
Did you get everything you wanted from me being out here?
Yeah, I mean, you're chilling out there. You're just chilling.
It's hers now. It's her home.
I mean, you're just chilling, really. That's kind of nuts.
That reduction from range damage from the supporter formation is really helpful against those missiles.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Boop! I booped your snoot!
Yeah,
Alright, so,
that glacial drop ability that you hate so much is coming in handy, isn't it?
I didn't say I hated it. I just, that punch is amazing. Not anymore. Okay,
Okay.
so, this is how we sell this build. You won't get it done fast, but you'll get it done. And that's the goal here. I actually really like this build, I'm not gonna lie, it's really fun. Oh man, look at these.
Well, it's 100.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing, supporter formations. So, let's just make it big so you guys can see. The first thing we were wanting was to make her heals as good as possible, because she has no sustain. So the little bit of sustain that we're giving her needs to be as strong as possible. So we ended up going with angels in white. I love how it's like a question mark, like angels. But anyway, this is a great skill because it reduces damage taken from ranged attacks by 15%. So all the BS like that Yuki would throw at you, or like Tempest would throw at you, or anything in the hard content, it's just going to do less damage flat out. Because I feel like ranged DPS is really the problem in this game. Like ranged abilities, like when you're doing hard PvE content, that's what screws you. The melee stuff the bosses do kind of is like negligible to me, or easily dodged or telegraphed. In most cases. So, what? Why did you say If you
No,
have
I'm
input,
agreeing.
speak. Oh, you agree.
No, I'm
Okay.
agreeing. Yeah.
And then we have increase HP restored from all sources by 30%. And again, this isn't necessarily hard to get. I think at this point, everyone has an Emily from the last event. Anyone who was around for Christmas will definitely have an Anami, and now Nanami is available from the new
It's
facility, so...
it's also worth note as well that support formation as well, because due to the fact that everyone, well, realistically, most people are going to have an army and most people are going to have a Una at S level 5. Look at the amount of HP you're getting from your support formation as well.
Yeah. 19%.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice HP buff. So, moving on from the formation and why we're using it, let's go look under Kirara's skirt.
What?
It's her
What?
skirt. It's hers. Let's look at it. Anyway, so, what are we doing for the build? Well, the first thing we're going to look at is our weaponry. We didn't change it, though as far as Magatama, I think I am going to change these to either be blue or green. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But
you could also show them the thing that we're talking about if you want to
yeah,
inflate your
I'm
numbers.
going to show them now. I was actually about to do that. So, first thing first, if you want to inflate your CP, if you look here, she's at 77,546. If we go ahead and just like swap for a yellow Magatama with like crit rolls, you see we actually lost about 500 CP. So, wait, did that weight get higher the higher our base health got?
Yes, because the more better
Before it
rolls
was
you've got.
200, wasn't it?
Yes, because obviously the actual affixes actually matter to the weight of the Megatama.
Yeah,
Because
so,
HP is weighted more than anything else in the game.
yes, if you have high health, you'll actually have more CP, just
Yeah.
for a fun tip.
I believe I told you this a while ago when I was actually gearing up Murasaki for some health.
Yeah, you
So,
did, and I was like, but HP doesn't matter. Well, now look at me. So, looking at the Magatama, as you can see, they all have increased maximum HP rolls. This is pretty much like the core of your build here. This is how you're going to keep your character alive. Stack that HP, you'll have a bunch of HP like I did, and you'll be good as far as how much HP you have. Now we're going to need to get you some sustain. So we're going to come over to your supporter screen. It is highly suggested that you have a Suzune, because she gives damage reduction along with a nice HP regen, and it's more than enough healing. If you do not, though, I'm pretty sure Nanami and Yuna would fill this slot, But you need a supporter that will heal you.
Mai would also be good in a pinch, but she doesn't heal.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just like the goal here is to try to have something that heals you in your main slot, because you are going to be relying on it if your character has no sustain. Next, we are still using Kirara because it's hers, and it does have a really good passive, giving that it reduces damage by 30% and increases HP restored from all sources by 20. And last but not least, certainly not least, we're actually using Ginryu. God, I can't believe I'm telling people to use this.
Yes, I know. The really fucked up thing about you telling people to use this as well is that you're not only using her, she's actually the star of the show.
Yeah, she's the reason the build works. We actually tried taking her out of the build, and it does not work without her. You need the supporter, or you need Murasaki. And since no one has Murasaki, you need Ginryu, if you're going to mimic this build. The reason it works so well is because all restoral effects say restores a percentage of lost HP. So you see here, it restores 8% of your lost HP every 6 seconds, and then when you use Suzune's ability, it will restore 6% of your lost HP every 3 seconds. So, what effectively happens when you have 40k health is they're just going to start healing you for so much your character won't care. And with all that health, it's really hard for you to ever fall below half HP. So you'll always have Ginryu there. What was she? She was healing for like, what, 1300 when I got like around 25k?
She starts off around like 200, and that's at 1% health missing. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out as well that I know what some people are thinking, and oh, Felicia could work. Her heal is too low to care.
It's only 2%. That's the problem.
And you need to crit with. You need to score a critical with Felicia.
Yeah.
If you don't land a crit, you're getting nothing. Ginryu is good because you're always getting something as long as you're above half health.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, 2% is just way too low, and it doesn't give you that much, if anything.
If Felicia was actually probably around 5%, somewhere around that level, she would actually be a good substitute if you wanted to go to the red. But she just does not give enough, unfortunately.
Now, things I would change, because obviously the Kirara support here is pretty pay to win.
It's pretty limited.
What would you fill in?
Nanami or whatever her name is, the nurse.
Well, Nanami would be the main if they don't have the Suzune. So I'm assuming they don't have either the Suzune or the Kirara. So let's throw Nanami here. Because I think Nanami... Oh my god, I'm sorry guys, I have a cough, so... I hate, like, I'm coughing mid-video, but I can't help it. Anyway, where's Nanami? Where? God, they're so hard to find now. There she is. Okay. So assuming Nanami's here and they have a Ginryu, and they're relying on Nanami as their heal engine,
okay,
what would we put in this second slot?
I think you want to put my...
Actually, one second.
Oh no. Oh no, wait.
I don't think this works. No, it doesn't. You need a blue or it won't work.
That's why you would need a. That's why you would need Mai in the other slot. If you put Mai in the middle slot, it would work still because Mai is also blue.
Yeah.
What was the other? We had Frigid Zone for the 2 blue, Glacier Drop, and we were using Snow Leopard, right? Okay, Snow Leopard wouldn't work, but we've actually already decided to take that out of the build anyway.
Yeah, if you actually put Mai in the second slot, it would reuse the ability for Glacial Drop.
So you think we should stack Mai just for like the reduction?
Mai would also be useful.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's basically
she's ghetto Kirara.
Also, another one that would be useful as well, which again is a really weird suggestion, is that supporter that go down. The one that lowers cooldown of supporter abilities.
Oh, the blue one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Haru. Yeah, Haru would be good here.
Yeah.
Haru.
Yes, because again, you want that heal up as much as possible. Mai is always welcome because it's flat mitigation. There are a few options, and there's a few fairly free to play options as well, especially depending on who you're running as well. Not only with Emily. Not Emily.
Well, I'm gonna give them the disclaimer. If they also. No, you can't Eunice green. Never mind.
Yeah, Eunice green.
If you don't have the Kirara, it will be rougher on you because like she's gonna give you HP restoral and damage reduction. But without her, you're gonna have to kind of just like pick your poison. So while Mai is good, just don't expect your heals to be as big. Though you should still sustain. Like I think Ginryu will still take care of them. And if you use Haru, realize that you're giving up your tankiness. to use Haru.
Yeah.
For that quicker cooldown. So, like, because with this build, like, you're focusing your tanky aspect. You're not focusing damage. You're trying to literally survive.
Yeah.
So,
There are multiple different supporters that you can run, obviously, depending on what character you're wanting to run a type of building like this. Like Yuzuru or whatever her name is, for example, would be good with a red build and so forth. So
yeah,
there are,
you could always
yeah,
splash other stuff and alter the build. Like
yep,
Ark was saying, this build effectively would work on anyone as long as they not necessarily have decent CC, but as long as you don't play them like to the point where you're just running into every single thing that would hit
yeah.
you, then you're
As long
fine.
as you're not being, yeah, as long as you're not being an idiot, you should be fine.
So, let's give her back. This is what her build is. We talked about every supporter, so next we're going to look at the skills. So in Kirara's case, blue is really, like, I think the best option for this. I tried her red skills. They're really not... How do I word it? They deal a lot of damage, but they don't really serve to keep her alive. So when I made the skill loadout for this build, I was focusing on stuff that keeps me around longer and kind of, like, makes it so I can stall if I need to. Enter the
Also,
glacial drop. What?
We also talked about earlier, I think it was actually before the video started, possibly changing out Snow Leopard's sprint for the Taimanin art due to the fact that you're auto attacking so much.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
That,
I was going to get to that
yeah.
next. Don't worry, I
Okay.
didn't. Yeah, I actually think that's a good idea. So the glacier drop is here because it's an on-demand freeze with a really, really low cooldown, and it freezes them for 5 seconds. It works on bosses, and it works whether the enemies have super armor or not. So if you're in a tight pinch, or if you just want to CC them in general and get some nice damage, you run this with this build, and you will have literal control over the enemies. Moving on from the glacier drop.
Also, something to note about Glacier Drop as well. Remember that it is freezing them, so you do get the damage buff on the freeze.
Yes, if you freeze them and you hit into the freeze with an ult or anything, you will get that damage up, exactly. Next, we're going to look at what we had here, Snow Leopard Sprint. I do think this is good because it gives you movement speed, so it's really no harm, no foul. But Ark made a good point, because with this build, my basic attacks have kind of become my main means of damage. So we're actually going to give her Taimanin art and probably make that the permanent slot. Because with how much basic attacking you will be doing, and how much stalling you will be doing, it's just going to overall help you get ult faster and probably speed up your clears, as well as give your basics additional damage to help, because, let's face it, we don't have much of that. So we're going to give that to her now, so I don't forget. And last but not least is probably the MVP of the build, is Frigid Zone.
Oh my word, Frigid Zone. It's so good.
So Frigid Zone does have a visual radius, as you can see, but it does actually affect every enemy on screen at the time, just like Kojenka. So what it would do is when you do an extreme dodge, it opens an extreme cold zone and lowers the speed and defense of enemies nearby. I don't know why it says nearby, because it's everything, but we'll go with that. And again, blue works really good with this because it increases the speed and defense decrease by 50%. So it pretty much makes the effects even more intense.
It basically turns into Kojinka with a defense down buff on with a defense down debuff on your enemies.
Basically, and it allows you to basic attack them. And since the defense debuff is also like increased in potency when you land the skill, it also helps you out where you would be missing damage. Because again, we have very little.
And I just think Frigid Zone in general is just the actual MVP of her entire kit. To be honest, not even just this build.
Yeah,
It's one of those abilities
it's
that's
really
so
good.
good you're not going to not run it.
Now, what do her super rares do? Just out of curiosity. I guess if you're really hurting, you could use this, since it increases your basics. That would outweigh the critical rate because you're not really stacking critical for this build. So that's a good option. PvP weapons are always an option because of the high base stats. I'm sticking with the Rebellious weapon main because I spent $1 bajillion on it, and because I really like having the ability to get a defense down on hit with anything I use. Because, I may not always be able to land an ultimate dodge, and it's just nice to have some sort of battery for defense down, in my opinion. I think if you had her Oni Ball, it would do a lot better in this build than the actual Rebellious weapon, though, because then it would just give you another on-demand heal at the sacrifice of your ult, because if you're using that, you won't use your ult. But I don't really think we need the ball. I think the Rebellious weapon is good. He was definitely sustaining without the ball. And then we have PvP weapon, and like I said earlier, I might throw some blues or some more greens in here to really stack on her health. And I think that's everything. Anything you want to add, or you guys want to say?
Not particular other than give this build a try. At least give the like health Magatama thing a try. Because when you realize that just giving yourself like 4 health Magatama, like literally more than doubles your health. Like, yeah, that amount of sustain you get from that is insane. So don't just look at damage. Look at other things as well.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, you guys know this is my waifu. She's my forever waifu. Like, I don't think I will ever like another Taimanin more. So, I'd rather get through the content with her like this and have a blast than, like, clear it in, like, 2 minutes with Yuki. We all know Yuki can do it. You know, we all know the OP characters can do it. It's the ones that can't. Like, if they're your character, try something like this. That way you can actually use your waifu. There's something else I wanted to say. And I was just thinking about it, and now I can't remember. And it's bugging
Is it
me.
about like why they needed to, the characters need sustain?
Oh,
Or
everyone
something?
needs sustain. Yeah, that's a thing that needs to freaking happen. But it's obviously not going to. This is what I wanted to talk about. As far as Awaken Skills, what I think everyone should do when they do Awakening on their character is put 2 points in this, and then 2 points in each of the damage up types. Because this effectively, right here, is 16% all damage, just for 8 points of investment. This is important for this build, namely because she has no damage. So this is a little bit more damage on your character that otherwise would have none. I think after you have done this, and I haven't really like added any points to them yet, but I'm going to test it. I think that I'm going to most likely be putting points into combat endurance and rapid healing. I think we don't even need any more armor at this point. I think just
Yeah.
raising the health and the HP regen is what we need to be doing here to have her do the difficult content. So just a little food for thought if you're interested in this build. This is kind of what I plan to do with my awakening skills for now as I awaken other characters. And of course, if you do want to stack some sort of damage resistance, you can, but I just don't think... I think the healing outweighs it, honestly. I think HP actually outweighs defense by far, now after testing this build. So yeah, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of part 2 of the video. We will bring her into the third map another day. And we will also be testing Ingrid on the bonus stage since it is currently the hardest thing that people that clear tower can do. So, with all that being said, we'll put characters on that map and kind of abuse them and see how they can do. And if there's anyone you guys want to see, I think between us we can play most people except for Sue. Poor Sue. So we'll try other characters there, like we will just leave the content not cleared, I guess. I can leave floor 3 not cleared if it comes down to it and test people there. But the goal is to clear it with Kirara before the event's over, and I will definitely be doing that with this build. So with that, that's going to be the video. I hope this helped you if you were struggling with your DPS Kirara. She has to be a tank, that's her job now. See? She doesn't even like it. She has to get hit all day and have her beautiful skin bruised. But it's okay, because it's her skin. By the way, you see this nice background, right, Ark?
Oh,
You see that it's snowing? That's her snow. She made that. It's all hers. She even made the snow on that mountain. Can you believe that? Isn't she really majestic and amazing?
Sure.
See,
I
Ark
wouldn't be
loves
surprised
her.
if her. I wouldn't be surprised if her mother did that.
See, she's making more snow just for us. Whee! Alright, I'll stop being an idiot. You boys and girls have a great rest of your day. Good luck in your gotchas in the arena and the tower, and good luck in the bonus stages apparently, because they're mildly difficult if you want to actually try it with non-meta characters. So, I wish everyone luck there. I wish you luck with your event. You boys and girls have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye.